DLSU Radio Green Giant FM. Welcome back, my music heads, to the third episode of Off the Record. My name is Matt.
My name is Jake.
I'm Vera.
And I'm Tam.
And now, right off the bat, let me ask you something. Let me ask you.
Suspense.
Do you remember when you were on your way to your high school and you turn on the radio and all you heard was house music?
Yeah.
I
do you guys remember that?
vivid.
Right? And now when you turn on, well, I don't know, like to the three people listening to radio now, it's kind of different, right? It's kind of different. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today. The different trends and how we got here to this modern rap era.
Let's
right?
go. Okay, exciting.
Right off the bat, because we're already so pressed for time, back in the 40s, when music was really popping off, it started with jazz, blues, swing, all of that stuff, Frank Sinatra type beat, what everyone's been sampling now. Then onto the 50s, rock and roll emerged, right? With country music as well. And then in the 60s, we went to Motown, rock and roll, and lots of British stuff. And then in the 70s, disco happened and R&B.
Disco happened. I love how you phrased that.
It just happened, man. Like, boom, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Exactly,
like
exactly.
everyone was picking up like really raunchy and musty guitars, and now everyone was wearing afros, right?
Yeah, just like
pretty much.
cultural phenomenon in itself.
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's
And
fun.
then onto the 80s. Everyone loves the 80s, right? We got glam rock, we got pop, emergence of pop, and then hip hop, and still country lasting strong. And then we entered the 90s. Grunge. The grunge movement happened.
My fave.
Alternative
my fave.
rock happened.
Yeah.
Rap happened, and still country.
Still country.
Okay,
Country
but now
will always be country. So it's no
Exactly,
problem.
exactly.
It's no
It's become
problem.
a staple.
and now most of our favorite eras, the 2000s, when contemporary music happened, R&B happened, a lot of things happened here. And then on to the 2010s, we had the rise of EDM and hip hop, and now in the 2020s with alt rock and rap. But first, let's
Yeah.
go head back to memory lane in the 2000s.
I
Jake,
think that the
shall we?
2000s is like a very good like pivoting point for like just where we are right now, I guess. Because 2000s began right where the 90s left off. You had Christina Aguilera, Destiny's Child. Early 2000s, this was the pop music popping off like crazy. And then late 2000s, you had we have Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Beyonce, everything. You guys,
Everything,
everyone knows who these people are, especially our generation, because this is our generation, no?
This is
And-
this is literally our whole childhood, teenagehood, and now, going into adulthood. It's like our whole timeline as well.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's just a great time, just looking back. And we did have exceptions to pop, especially in the 2000s, such as Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park. Green Day. A lot of people love Green Day because they're still really strong, especially since they built like this huge fan base and they just kept moving forward. American Idiot was one of the most important albums to me at that time. And
Oh wow, as it should.
yeah, as it should. And Nickelback. Everyone loves Nickelback as a joke. Or seriously, but it is what it is. Nickelback is iconic nonetheless. But unlike rock music from the past 50s moving forward, it kind of died down. But one thing remained, which was hip hop and pop, and they remained their popularity. Mainly because the grandiosity of rock and roll culture wasn't relatable anymore. People wanted like these rag to riches stories and just like someone to relate to, and I felt like rap really brought that to the table for many listeners and music enthusiasts. And we go forward to the 2010s, and this is where electronic dance comes in now. You guys,
Oh
yeah, this
Who
is
doesn't
when a
know,
lot
like-
of these dance
exactly.
challenges
Get
came up
up,
because of
Zen.
Vine and about social media in general.
yeah, social media
Yeah.
stuff, and
Everywhere.
you had the emergence of social medias and stuff like dubstep, just
Yeah,
memes
Yeah.
bringing these genres up. And it's just so funny, like talking about dubstep specifically, because dubstep is such an old thing, like 2000s talaga, but it started getting more popular 2010s because of, again, Skrillex with
I love Skrillex.
exactly. It's just everyone knows Skrillex, even though they aren't necessarily fans of dubstep. They probably know him. And it's just crazy that this one I guess person on radio, BBC Radio 1, si John Peel, kind of slowly popularized dubstep in the way we know it now, which is great.
Props to
And
my boy.
props, exactly. And Matt, since we're going back to the topic of rap, why don't you give us a bit of context on how it grew in the 2010s moving forward.
Right. So when rap grew, it was around like the 80s and 90s. And I know that it was very much present in the 70s, given that it was derived from elements of blues and disco and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's where its humble beginnings were. And rap was it was on the biggest stages already. Like it really just emerged and exploded out of nowhere. And like back in the day, it was quite hard for rappers to take stage, unlike today. Believe it or not, given its presence in the 80s and 90s, it was still very hard for rappers to put out that major of a name for themselves, right? But it wasn't until the success of the Hard Knock Life tour with Jay-Z. Do you guys know that album?
Yeah.
With the Annie sample, right? It was kind of
exactly.
hard.
I don't know, it's just so
kinda hard.
iconic to me.
Yeah, it was kind of hard. But this tour not only included Jay-Z, it included the late DMX, Redman, and Method Man from the Wu-Tang. And another tour that really brought rap out of the shadows would be Up in the Smoke tour with the iconic Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, so the West Side people, along with Eminem. Yeah, along with Eminem from Detroit. And the following year, rappers became that's when it blew up. You know what I mean? Like that's when like rap was kind of like accepted as a mainstream. I mean, rap. Don't get me wrong. Rap was always accepted, right? But it was accepted in a mainstream view.
Mainstream, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and now
there were some like connotations with rap before. That's probably why it was really hard for it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, but look at now. Look at the present, right? Rap is it's always on every major stage.
For sure.
Like I remember. I think was it back in 2016? Stormzy, a UK grime rapper, finally took the stage and headlined the festival itself, which used the first rapper to ever do so. So there's really progress now, and rap is just on top, right? But that was the 2010s.
Of course,
there was a lot of stuff happening. Rap was still a bit controversial in the 2010s, given the incident with Kanye West and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's kind of like notoriety and stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's just the image. Then it's image problems. But honestly, I'm glad it grew to where it is now. That was like the turning point. I'm just really glad, honestly.
Oh, for sure. But now in the 2020s, rap is just amplified to a great extent.
Yeah, super.
Right?
There's
cannot...
no way you don't hear it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
You don't run into like a store, open the radio. It's like you're going to hear rap at least like once.
Yeah,
a day.
Exactly.
Just everywhere.
So a little side note, not just rap was amplified, but a lot of other genres were amplified given the new streaming era of Spotify and Apple Music, where you can discover so much new music, and new music critics such as Anthony Fantano, aka The Needle Drop, giving light to a lot of other genres. But in the amplification of rap, the emergence of subgenres occurred. So like, like in rock and in metal, there's like black metal, there's like heavy metal, there's new metal.
And new metal, like new metal, and like it's just, rap has that too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So rap has that too. So there was the emergence of rage, which is spearheaded by Travis Scott and Playboi Carti with the release of his latest album, Whole Lotta Red. And there was also the amplification of trap music, but we all know trap music been there already, right? Yeah. And the emergence of drill and grime. So drill and grime is basically like a form of trap music. Drill is basically trap music, popularized in Chicago, but it's in the UK now. And grime is basically a genre influenced by UK garage music. It's very minimal, right? But it's more on the lyrics, and the beats are different. And so these artists that emerged are like Stormzy, Dave, Skepta, Tempa T, and Chief Keef, Pop Smoke, and Lil Durk on the trap, right? But like in drill. But then, you know, without subgenres cannot like be created without the different trends in rap. There were different trends that went on, and Vera, would you like to explain said trends?
Yes, because you know, exactly everything you said. There's so many subgenres under rap right now, especially right now. We get to see it because, well, personally at least, I feel like rap in itself is already such a flexible genre on its own.
Yeah.
At first, there's like this image of rap being just hip hop, right? And you know, all of these things being cool, these kinds of people. But now, rap, you cannot define it by a simple stereotype or a simple or image, you know what I mean? Because almost every era, rap manages to reinvent itself, and it manages to stay fresh every time. So now, as the 2020s approached, we get to see rap fuse with various other genres, it being mainstream now. So now we get to produce unique tracks that can easily hook you in with its beat, you know, and the rap elements of it being the lines being catchy, the rhymes, you know what I mean? So there's all of that, and you know, it's not just hip hop anymore. It's not just nostalgic remixes or sampling. We even have a fuse of hip hop in country, as we've seen in Lil Nas X, Old Town Road, over and over by Nelly and Tim McGraw, right? And now we also have lo-fi hip hop, chill hip hop, rap metal. Who would have thought? And we even have trap soul. I think was popularized by Bryson Tiller in 2015 with his debut album of the same name. And now, which I don't think I would have particularly expected, you know, as someone, as a kid, I guess, in the early 2000s or 2010s, right? We would come to the point that we would see rap crossover with pop, that we would see it in the mainstream, played in the mainstream. So we see it in K-pop, or, you know, the mainstream pop that we listen to, like Dua Lipa, what do you call this, collaborating with rappers. And then of course there's this widespread TikTok domination, and we hear songs from, well, they gave us stars like Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, right? There's Savage, Say So, the Renegade Dance, right? And then now there's this what's this rap? Jiggle Jiggle by Louis Theroux, who isn't even a rapper.
By far, the best rap songs out there
Exactly,
right now.
exactly. And the thing is, he is not even a rapper. He's not even remotely a musician. He's a journalist, and he created this rap, did this rap as part of one documentary of his, like years ago. And then just recently, I think a few months ago, he was interviewed by this I think it was a YouTube channel, and then, you know, he was talking about the raps that he did in the past, and then he did this. He reminded this to the host. He just did it. He didn't even rap it. He just recited the lyrics, and then, you know,
but
Duke
they had
and
that
Jones,
certain groove to them. They had that certain groove to it.
the certain groove was still there, right? And so, of course, someone out there just had to take the opportunity and turn this into totally something new. And here we have the Jiggle Jiggle rap, and it's so iconic. It hooks you in, even if you don't particularly like it or particularly listen to rap music. It will stick in your head, and somehow you will dance to it as well, right? And this is what TikTok has done, basically. It allowed us more access to rap music and gave these artists specifically like a new platform to market their sound, to deliver to us these catchy hooks, these catchy lines that people will keep wanting to listen to, and, you know, create something totally new out of it. So Tams, I think probably as the outsiders in this, I don't particularly listen to rap
Don't worry,
before
I don't as well.
right?
Like, I didn't really grow up with rap, unlike
Exactly.
JJ and Matt.
Before it became the
So-
standard, we weren't there.
Yeah.
But now, so from an outsider's point of view, I'm gonna throw this to you, okay?
I mean, it's everywhere now. Like, as you said earlier, we can't avoid it nowadays. And again, it's pretty much thanks to TikTok, social media, and pretty
That's
much
so true.
memes, like why rap is everywhere. So with TikTok, they have this thing called duets, right? From what I understand.
Yeah.
Where people
The
can start
split
to beat,
screen thing.
they can start with like the singing part of a rap song, and they just leave a beat for everybody to fill in. And I think that's the great part about TikTok. And again, another reason why rap became so popular, because it just connected people when everybody was just in their homes,
true,
when
that's
we weren't seeing people face to face. So I think, again, I feel like that's a big factor as to why things like Jiggle Jiggle or even just regular songs from the past coming back again just for new people to put raps onto them.
Yeah.
And to add to that, on TikTok, they have this thing where I like to call them creative skits or creative prompts, where, for example, this one person made a rap with the concept of if planets started rapping, if planets have bars, or when your grandpa's in the studio. And I think, like, again, these creative skits, the things that make people laugh and make their day, is what really eased people in. People like me who didn't really listen to rap into the genre. And another reason why rap came back is, again, a resurgence of the nostalgia and all the different types of genres from before. Like, if you remember from a few years ago, we had Chain Hang Low when like this kid's song just came back so suddenly, and Little Einsteins. So those type of things that just came back into the public sphere and just led us to where we are now. And other than that, I'd say, like, I could compare rap's culture right now, like the themes, to rock and roll in the past, since they have some similar themes like partying, flashy clothing, like a lifestyle that you just want to show everyone about this sort of grandiosity, as you said earlier.
Kanye West actually said that rappers are the new rock stars.
Exactly.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's so. I agree with that.
He do be. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what supports my point, where rap is just this huge thing. And I think that what really helped this was, other than social media, of course, is the technology that backed rap during this time. It's not to say that rock and roll is out of style nowadays. It really isn't. It's just that the innovation, the potential for rap to, again, branch into different genres, have different styles, sample different types of songs, is just much more than rock and roll. So, but it really makes me wonder what the next big thing is.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned it, because we're kind of running out of time here, but I just want to ask the audience what they think the next big thing is, nah?
Oh my gosh. Ambitious.
Very ambitious, but do let us know. You can let us know on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/greengiantfm.
And on Twitter, of course, which is also Green Giant FM.
You can check us out on Instagram as well. That's greengiant.fm.
And on our website, which is www.greengiantfm.com. But anyway, again, this was Off the Record with me, Jake, Matt, Tams, and Vera. And tune in next time
See you guys
on
next
DLSU
time.
Radio, Green Giant FM.
See you.